Good morning and welcome to the shed again. Nice to be with you. It's a lovely morning, the day I'm recording this anyhow. The sun is shining and it's it's cold. It's quite cold. In 2019, it's not long ago, we went to Prestatyn, to Word Alive, to the conference there in Prestatyn, Word Alive. And one of those occasions where 5,000 people meeting all together, worshipping God, listening to God's word. Absolutely fantastic, really good. Whilst I was there, I bought this book. It's God in the Lab, How Science Enhances Faith, and Ruth Brandtwitz. She wrote this book, and I've just finished reading it. It took me I haven't taken all that time to read it, but I started it a couple of months ago. I've just finished reading it. I've heard the word before, but I thought I'd start the talk this morning. There's a Hebrew word, shalom. And wouldn't it be good if all the people we met today, we said shalom. Lovely word. It means a Hebrew word, and it means peace. It means peace, contentment, welfare, and completeness. So what a wonderful way to start the day today as we meet people and we say shalom, peace, God bless, and contentment. And we'll come back to that in a minute. Now, if I was to ask you today a question, the question is, I'm in this shed. There's lots of things in here, things I've acquired over the year. If you were to guess, what was the greatest quantity of items that I've got in this shed? What was the most items that I have in this shed? Would it be perhaps nails? I've got a box of nails here, look. Lots of nails. I haven't counted them, but there's some nails, and there's some more nails in this bag. I've got this stack of nails here. If you unscrew them, they're little nails. You can see most probably a couple of thousand nails in there. Is that the greatest quantity of an item that I've got in this shed? Perhaps you think it could be screws. I've got lots of screws in this shed. I've got this, I try and get a bit organized, so I've got all these screws. When you're walking along the street and you see a screw, sometimes I think, oh, that may come in handy. Pick it up. What is the greatest quantity of an item that I've got? The shed is made of wood, isn't it? So no doubt there are hundreds of pieces of wood in this shed. What is the greatest quantity of an item that I have in this shed? Well, one thing that amazed me reading this book, I want to read it to you this morning, if I can find it. It's on page 166. Here we go. This is what Ruth tells us in this God in the Lab. Science is a wonderful, informative tool, isn't it? And as we consider our lives this morning, as we consider our day this morning, let's just take a moment to reflect on these fantastic, wonderful facts this morning. And this is what Ruth tells us. Until recently, I believed, this is Ruth speaking, I had enough DNA in our bodies to take on an amazing journey. I was told that every chromosome in every cell of my body was extracted and added end to end. They would reach to the moon and back. That's quite a thought, to the moon and back. But when I checked the numbers, I discovered the story I'd been told was way off the mark. We have, now listen to this folks, you've got to try, I've got to say it over again, because it's quite an awesome thought. We have about 50 trillion cells in our bodies. A trillion, 1 trillion, is one with 12 noughts after it. 1 trillion, you've got a million, and a billion, trillion, one with 12 noughts after it. We have about 50 trillion cells in our body. Multiply that by 2, and you have about 100 trillion meters or 100 billion kilometers of DNA in our bodies. The distance to the moon is about 380,000 kilometers. If you do the maths, you'll find that we do have enough DNA in our bodies to take us to the moon and back, and there's a lot left over. The distance of the sun is about 150 million kilometers. So the DNA in the average human body could take you to the sun and back more than 300 times. Does that begin to make us realize how magnificent and how awesome is our bodies today? What a wonderful thing it is, isn't it, when we consider how God has made the body. So, having said all that this morning, for our thought today, I thought I'd just read you a well-known psalm. Listen to what the psalmist says all those years ago, and this is what he says, Psalm 139. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained to me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you. Well, what is the greatest thing, the most of the items that we have in this shed? Well, the most items that you see is me, and it's you, because we are so wonderfully and fearfully made. And may that thought help us today as we journey through life. God bless you, and goodbye.